Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Dylan, the Bassfiend here, and I'm with my guy AudioPoet, and we're just going to talk a little bit about his new song called Gray Wolves. Say what's up, AudioPoet.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, can you tell me a little bit about the song?
Yeah, it's a song on my album Missteps to Destiny, and it's a really important, special song for me, featuring this guy right here.
Who's this? Who you got here with us?
This is Julien Burchfield. This is my co-creator, him and my mom. That's my pop right here.
It started with me.
Well, I mean,
I can't. Right,
yeah.
You know, I can say that.
You can't take all the credit.
Yeah, right.
And I've tried to keep him and not taking too many missteps to destiny.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
And pointing him in the right way, and I think I've been successful.
Thanks.
Right on. Yeah, well,
I think so.
It's good to have you guys here. So tell me a little bit about this song and how you guys came to working on it together.
Well, I wanted a song. I got a lot of music that I've just had tucked away for many, many, many years, and I wanted a song that was with my dad here to talk about, family and father-son legacy, and like what it means to be. This is my story, but what it is to be in a relationship with your dad. Like, there's a lot of butting heads. There's a lot of love, and there's a lot of guidance. There's a lot of rebellion. There's times where we got along and times where we did not. And but all along the way, and this is my pop, and this is what we got. And
Well, the inner dynamics of families can go, but we've been a great father-son duo.
Yeah.
And I respect him at the end of the day, and he
I
respects
respect
me
you,
too. And it's about kind of about struggles too, and the ability of a family to survive, as you'd liken it, a wolf pack.
Mm-hmm.
And the pack sees guidance in the gray wolf, the one who's the alpha.
Yeah.
And the alpha is there to teach, and that's what I was there for, and hopefully I am still for my son.
Yeah.
And in the Indian heritage, I'm half Cherokee, and so he's about a quarter, and so and it shows homage and honor Native Americans and the struggle that Native Americans have, and likening to a wolf pack in the northern Canadian wilds at night, going out in the snow to survive, but following the leader, the alpha.
it also was supposed to be a pay homage to this guy, because I'm getting old. I don't have any kids. I've never been married, and I really wanted something that, if I ever did have kids and it came at a time, God forbid it doesn't, but that he's not with me, that I could show my own children who their grandfather, a bitten piece of who their grandfather was.
Mm-hmm.
So I was going to encapsulate in time in this piece of music, just a little quick synopsis of our relationship for my kids, if I ever had any.
Gotcha. And it's a really cool song. You guys should all go check this song out, Gray Wolves by AudioPoet. Did you guys write those together? So as I recall,
We collaborated on
yeah.
it. He was his idea, and I looked at the idea, and so as a lyricist, I've written songs before myself. Over my years of being in music. I've recorded a few things in karaoke and recorded a few things in my home theater, in my home, and so I really dug it, and I really liked it. And
at first you didn't like the lyrics, because you were like,
because
there's some abrasive stuff in there.
It needed to flow smoother. It needed to be it needed to be not so much a hard beatbox, but a ballad at the same time. So you put the ballad in the melody, and so it'd flow like a river at night.
Yeah.
And a clear, cold sky of stars. And that's us started putting those thoughts together and try to visualize what it'd be like in a dark forest at night under the snow and wolves near a river and ice and looking for their next meal and hunting a deer or whatever they're going to be.
Yeah.
And the alpha is leading them. And the alpha was because I can't be the alpha because one day you'll be taking over.
Yeah. Passing of the torch.
I'm passing the torch, and that's what it would say. And it's at the end, the only thing that remains is legacies. It's my legacy I'm giving to him.
And I'm really talking to you in the song because I'm trying to tell you that even if you want to slow it down and get some rest, I can help. I can take over and I can make sure the family's okay.
Yes, and that's what
I'm pledging that to you.
He's pledging that to me, and I accept it. Sometimes father son like have some differences of opinions, but there's a point that a father says, I've raised him right and he's on the right path. I think he can do it.
It's up to him now.
And you step aside and watch him and let him perform. And then you feel comfortable, then you can know that the legacy will remain. That's how and the music just fit, and the flow of the lyrics, and the background, it just sounded good.
Yeah, and you're layering in little pieces of advice in between audios, verses, right? And,
we both kind of came up with these proverbs. We didn't want it to sound like, now son, you do this, but it's still about the pack of the wolves, because there is a order in the pack, and then sometimes the alpha has to fall back, and then the new alpha takes over, but still the weakest are in the front, because if they can make it, the strongest are actually making sure and keeping a watchful eye over everybody. They're not just like, follow me, they're actually making sure they have an eye on everyone. And I mean, I still let them lead sometimes.
'Cause I've got a little more experience.
Of course.
And life, and it's like trials and tribulations teach you more than they hurt you. If you can get over it, you learn a lot, and you learn don't make those same mistakes.
And hopefully you can pass that advice
because
on.
if you pass that advice, watch and learn. Don't do the same things, because if you do keep doing the same things, getting the same results, you're not learning anything.
Exactly.
And I love my son, and I'm not afraid to say it. And I grew up a pretty tough life, and I got out on my own as a young boy, 13 years old, in the middle of the night in West Texas, and we jumped in a car at the very last moment. My mother appeared and asked if she could go along with us, carrying the family dog.
Yep, that's right.
And I was kind of cast into that leader role then. And I had a younger brother. I wanted to make certain he turned out all right, and that we all three of us did. And
you became the alpha at a very young age.
At a very young age, and then I went on and got a good education, joined the Marine Corps, excelled in that, and had a few careers in my life, and became financially successful, and I'm trying to teach him those same things.
There you go.
But you have to enjoy along the road, this road of hard knocks. You have to enjoy the journey.
Did you do much music? You said you'd done some singing and a little bit of writing.
Did some singing and writing, and played in a few bands in the Marine Corps, and knew a couple of some nice guys, and Lonnie Mack, and some of the guys that were in the Marine Corps with me, and
Yeah,
we
sure.
would get in the barracks and play.
Your voice sounds great on the recording. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Did you enjoy the recording process? How
I
did you
did.
feel like that?
I did. And a lot of people say I've got that baritone voice,
Mhm.
and so I'm kind of a cross between Marty Robbins and Neil Diamond.
I remember you were just begging, or just hey, you got that song? Let's play. Let me hear it. Just go ahead and email that to me.
Yeah, I know.
Just wanted to share it
Yeah,
with
right,
all of his
exactly.
friends,
Yeah.
bump it in his car, sing to it, and then he would go, "Damn, I sound good!" Like, and then I would think, we had a great engineer helping us every step of the way.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely,
I appreciate
Dylan.
that. I enjoyed the process quite a bit
Yeah.
myself. It was a good
And like
time.
I said, this is the Muscle Shoals of
South
South
Willow.
Street.
Yeah,
Muscle Shoals of
represent
Tupperware.
hard about that.
No
Yeah.
joke.
Hopefully
joke.
some new stars can be coming out of this little.
There's been a
Oh
lot
man,
of
there's
work.
been lots of
We've done
stars.
a lot of great music in
That's right.
this little room over the past 6 years. So
That's right.
yeah, here's just more and more for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So did you help to get Audio interested in music? You know, when
Yes,
you
I
remember
did.
him
When
getting started with it, performing and
I
writing.
started singing "Happy Birthday" a few times. Yeah, I tried to, because I had like I said, I had a music room in the
Oh,
kind
okay.
of theater room in the kind of recording studio downstairs in my home in West Seattle, and I had a lot of recording equipment and TX and things, and some karaoke albums. I had about 50,000 songs,
Yeah.
and I could really tweak it in beautiful.
Nice.
And he started singing, and wow, I was really impressed. So he had his natural.
I was also a natural roadie
Yeah,
because he would have me humping all of his karaoke gear.
Karaoke gear. And
This guy's a karaoke king of West Seattle.
We
And
sang
I'm just
everywhere.
humping in all these speakers and
speakers
stuff.
and all
Oh
the,
my
all the
goodness.
equipment and the records and stuff like that. And he did a lot of good stuff. Bob Seger, he's got a great Bob Seger voice, and
I got a few karaoke specials
Yeah.
tucked
Bet
in.
you do.
Yeah,
Oh,
just
no,
a few.
yeah.
Just a
Yeah.
few.
yeah, a lot of great stuff.
Yeah. So, were you into the hip hop like James was? Like,
No, I wasn't, because I'm there's 35 years in between us, and it'd be like my mom and dad. I don't think they were into Elvis when I was
Fair enough.
That's
13,
a good
14,
comparison.
or even my brothers, Roy Orbison's band. They had some pretty hard licks. I mean, my mother was more Frank Sinatra, Tony Bennett,
Yeah.
ballad stuff in the 40s and 50s and that kind of music. So I did also appreciate that, but I grew up in the first rock and roll, the Everly Brothers and the Beach Boys, you name it. I picked up on a lot of that stuff and tried to emulate that, and country rock. I liked Conway Twitty a lot, but Neil Sedaka also. And
So the Audio started introducing you to
But
some
he
more of
introduced
that,
me to that new music, and I listened to it. In fact, I think I tried to talk him out of it.
In fact, you probably stole a couple of my CDs and tried to hide them from me when I was younger.
Yeah,
I found them and stole them back.
I think that I said, this is going to go the way of a hula hoop. You're never going to. So, I mean, my mother used to say, Elvis is a good-looking guy, but it's not going to go anywhere. I know he's on Ed Sullivan, but this is not going anywhere. That rock and roll, but
Hard to predict the future, huh?
hip hop. And I said, James, you've got a great voice. Start picking up ballads and do some country rock or something. He said, no, I'm into more the hip hop and blues, and he does a great job. And the hip hop and the beatboxing, I was in awe. I was amazed when he could. He used to start out with cartoon characters. He could sound like Elmer Fudd, and he projected everything. Donald Duck, Daffy,
Wow.
and Then he started making musical sounds, like a trumpet and a trombone or a saxophone or guitar. I mean, where is that coming from? I couldn't. How could he do that? It's just.
Do a harmonica for us real quick.
Yeah,
I love that harmonica.
It sounds like a harmonica.
Yeah.
But I couldn't believe that stuff. And then he was asked to appear at a TED concert. Not a concert, a TED Talks.
Yeah, I had no idea what
he
TED
didn't know
was.
what it was, and neither did I. And he wanted me to write a summary of what he did, and so I helped him write this summary, and we took some pictures off of my back deck, and he was like 18 years old, weren't you?
No, I mean I was like 20,
maybe 20.
21.
Well, you
maybe
looked
almost.
like 18. He had blonde hair and really good-looking kid. Not that he's not, and he went down there and he just blew them all away. And then he started going into beat battles and beatboxing and became really known around the Pacific Northwest. And,
I guess.
and
I hope
then
so.
he started moving into all the other genres of music and the lyrics, and he just followed up. But at the same time, when we'd have a party downstairs in the theater room, and he'd come down and he'd sing around with all of us. We had a lot of people, and he enjoyed it. He'd come to a lot of my shows, and we'd do some stuff, and we'd do some things together, you know. We'd do some Bill Withers and stuff like that. And, you know, No Sunshine.
Yeah.
He'd do that, and oh gosh, he did that really well, and Turn the Page and things like that.
Well, what do you think? Do you guys ever want to perform this song together live?
Oh,
Absolutely.
Absolutely, definitely.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I like to do some more things.
I have an idea. I mean, if I could crowdsource some funds for a music video and find some wildlife reserve that's going to let me borrow 8 wolves, I would love to,
I was thinking about a music
video.
video with the Time Machine, you know.
That might happen someday,
You
too.
know,
but
doing the
for this particular song,
can't
throw
a
a-
different, not for that, but a national park at night with a pack of wolves would be great.
Sure, yeah,
I picture snow, cold winter night. That's where on a cold winter night by a river with ice coming down it. That and a pack of wolves looking around and seeing, they're howling at the moon, and the moon is clear, and it just it seems to go forever and ever.
holler at me, National Geographic.
Yeah, but other things, we could do something really, I think, real classic, a little combination of a few things. You know, I mean, you got to look at if Stefani Gwynn can marry Blake Shelton, they're two polar opposites in music, but they click. Wonderful combination together. You have to admit.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, tell me also. It was, for me, it was definitely a great experience to record this song with you guys, and I had a blast doing it. So why did you ask me to do it? Why'd you pick me as your engineer for this?
Well, I mean, I've known you for a really, really long time, and not only are you an amazing person, great soul, you're an amazing engineer, and every recording session that we've ever had, whether it be with this guy or just us, it was so easy working with you. It's if I had a hiccup, when I need to stop, let's just do that over, or I know you can do that better. It was encouraging, and it made me it just pumped me up and gassed me to where I'm like, yeah, let's run that back, and then the next take is way better and more confident, and we did all that recording at London Bridge, which was just like a dream being there. Yeah. And then all of your expertise and your knowledge in the engineering field, I felt so comfortable. It felt like working with family, but you were teaching me something and ushering something that was really, I wanted it to be magical for me and my pop, you know.
I know. Well, I really appreciate you saying that. Thank you.
Thank sure.
You. And it's always a pleasure working with you, and you as well, Julien.
Well, thank you.
Cool.
And I was very impressed with the magic that you did and the mixing, and wow. It's like I said, and that's why I'm liking it to Muscle Shoals. Those people started out in a shack in Mississippi,
Yeah.
in Alabama, on nothing, and they just turned the best music that rock and roll has ever heard of.
Absolutely.
And they got
Tons of
Alabama, even the Rolling Stones recorded in Muscle Shoals. Greatest stars, and this is what I think. This is a start of that type of music in the Pacific Northwest.
Let's keep it rolling.
Beautiful. Yeah, let's keep it going.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Well, Audio, where can we find your music?
It's all over. It's on pretty much every popular streaming site. Spotify, Amazon Music, Google Play, YouTube, iTunes. I had it distributed last year, and I'm just trying to learn how to tell people about it.
What's all your social medias?
I'm on Facebook, Instagram, AudioPoet, and I just trying to get people to put an ear to it because I'm so passionate about it.
Well, you heard it here first. Grey Wolves by AudioPoet on the new album Missteps to Destiny. Out now. Go check it out. Well, thanks, guys. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
I'm trying to honor you, Alpha. I'm hard to understand. I never grew up to be you, but that's been the plan. To be my own man, though I know you tried. Despite fighting over money on a mountain of lies, you've always said you wanted what's best for me. I should feel blessed.